Netflix is opening its own restaurant, you can now get 68k to move to an Irish island, and what's going on with Reddit? First up, Airbnb has been banned in Florence and Penang. The local government in Florence has banned all new short-term holiday rentals, including Airbnbs, in the city centre as part of an effort to make housing more affordable for locals. It's a similar story over on the Malaysian island of Penang, which also recently restricted all short-term holiday lets due to reports of bad behaviour by tourists. Move over Ibiza because Rotterdam could be about to become Europe's next clubbing capital. The Netherlands is already pretty big on its dance music, but Rotterdam is taking it to a whole new level, with boat parties and underground clubs that open until 9 AM. Not to mention it was also chosen to host Manchester's legendary warehouse project back in April, marking the first time the club night was held abroad. So let us know, would you consider Rotterdam for your next clubbing holiday? You could now be paid more than £68,000 to move to an Irish island. It's part of Ireland's Our Living Islands policy, which aims to boost the population of its remote islands. The scheme currently covers 23 islands not connected to the mainland via either bridges or low tides. There's a catch though, as the money can only be used for restoring vacant properties on the islands. In other words, it's probably not the easiest side hustle you could try this summer. People aged over 65 are among the most sexually fluid in the UK. A new study found that 1 in 15 people in the UK changed their sexual identity over a 6-year period. And women aged over 65 were actually found to be one of the most sexually fluid groups, something researchers say challenges the commonly held view that sexual fluidity is more common in younger age groups. Next up, in some happy tech news, solar power has been harvested in space and beamed down to Earth for the first time. 200 milliwatts were successfully transmitted from space as part of a recent experiment. Now, this isn't even enough to boil a kettle, but scientists say it's proof of concept, which takes us one step closer to a renewable future. We love to see it. Netflix is about to open its first pop-up restaurant. Netflix Bites is coming to Los Angeles on June the 30th and will feature dishes by some of the streamer's biggest chefs. We're talking Chef's Table, Is It Cake, Iron Chef, and more. Even Bake Off's Nadia Hussein will be there. Not gonna lie, we didn't have Netflix entering its foodie era on our 2023 bingo card. McDonald's just dropped a brand new Game Boy game, and it's bringing Y2K vibes. In Grimace's birthday, you have to help Grimace find his friends and collect 40 milkshakes across 4 levels before time runs out. And if you don't have a Game Boy lying around, don't worry, as it's also available to play via your browser or on your phone. Next, if you thought Mischief couldn't ever top their big red boots, it turns out you'd be wrong. Their latest release is an acid green handbag that can literally only be seen under a microscope. The microscopic handbag is a teeny tiny version of Louis Vuitton's on-the-go tote, and according to the brand, it's the final word in bag miniaturization. Can't wait to see it at next year's Met Gala. And finally, if you're wondering why your fave subreddit has been quieter than usual recently, we've got you covered. Over 3,000 communities went dark recently as part of a protest against Reddit's plans to charge unofficial apps for using its API. It's a little complex, but basically the lack of an official Reddit app led to the rise of third-party apps such as Apollo and Sync, which use Reddit's API to grant them access to the same services. However, earlier this month, Reddit announced that these apps would need to start paying a hefty fee to keep using their API, hence the blackouts. So keep watching this space for whatever happens next. Anyway, that's it for today. See you next time for more bits for your brain.